So this one's going to be quite a serious talk. That I'm going to be honest, not many people will take serious. It's about alcohol, the effects of alcohol, and how if you're a young man, or any man for that matter, you can start your self-improvement journey in your 70s. If you've done something during the day that's improved yourself, you've started your self-improvement journey. But particularly for you young lads out there, I would highly recommend staying away from alcohol. There's just a lot more young people are doing this now, which is great to see. I'm 30 years old. When I was 20 years old, I was out every weekend, doing what 20-year-olds do, partying. I didn't take drugs, but I did drink alcohol to excess, and some of the situations I got myself in, it's a wonder that I'm still here now. Blacking out on park benches and all sorts of crazy stuff. And I was 10 stone at the time, guys. 10 stone and about 15% body fat. I looked horrendous. And that went on for a few years during my early 20s, but you get to the stage where it just isn't worth it. It isn't worth. And especially if you're going to the gym and if you're really improving your body and you can see it week by week, you don't want to hinder that progress. You don't want to hinder the progress that you're making in the gym by taking alcohol, by drinking alcohol. If you've noticed as well, guys, when you get drunk, if you're in the club or whatever, alcohol relaxes your muscles, so it's not a very attractive look. You can tell if someone stood upright, even if they're not swaying around, you can tell if they're drunk by their face, because they get that droopy look in their eyes, they get that saggy sort of look, that vacant sort of expression, and it isn't a very attractive look. You can, you may think that you're being, the top dog and all confident and stuff in the club, and you're gonna pull. I would highly recommend staying away from that as well, guys, by the way. Going out to try and pull. I mean, what is this, the 80s or something? It doesn't work like that anymore. The return on investment with alcohol just isn't there. It's not there. A woman would probably, well, most definitely find you more attractive if you're openly honest and say, I don't drink, and just leave it at that. You don't have to rub it in people's faces. People can do what they want, Even if you're abroad for like a romantic holiday or a quiet holiday, even I would go as far as say, even stay away from the wines and stuff, the local wines and stuff, because that's you making excuses in your mind to, I'm cut out. Then my storage on this phone isn't very big. I don't know what's going on, but even if you're going on holiday and you make excuses for yourself, I'm gonna try this local wine and stuff. Why? There's no reason for it. If you're on this no alcohol self-improvement journey, you don't need it. Go and experience. I got a kick out of. I went to Crete, a place called Zaros in Crete. It's in the middle of Crete, Greece, and I got a kick out of trying the natural mineral water from the ground. There was like a stream, and it was absolutely, it was the best water I had ever tasted. Not to sound corny, but it did have like healing properties as well. I'm sure it did. It was fantastic. I got a kick out of that. You don't need alcohol. It makes you look really unattractive. You can get a really good looking man. I've noticed this mainly in men. Like, I don't know what it is. I think maybe men have more facial muscles in the face, but you can tell when a man is drunk just by looking at the face, because their eyes go droopy, the face goes droopy. It must be something to do with alcohol being a muscle relaxant. It must be. You can't really notice it as much with women, although women do act absolutely horrendous when they're drunk anyway. So, you know, you can notice it in other ways. Go on a different path, guys. Stay away from alcohol, please, because nothing ever good comes of it. You know, it's expensive. How much is a vodka and orange? I mean, I'm in the north of the UK, and a vodka and orange, the last time I checked, that was about £5. What are you getting out of that? What are you truly getting out of a glass that big, that much vodka, and that much orange? £5, that's a steak. That's a big tasty steak, guys. Come on. 4 drinks, that's four steaks. I know which I would rather have. You will see the light when you stop taking alcohol, and this is, you know, I don't want to go. Maybe I might do a life story sort of vlog another time. Well, not a life story, but a bit of my background. But my dad was an alcoholic, and my dad passed away on New Year's Day. When you're dependent on alcohol, you're not just dependent on alcohol. You're dependent on people to get you that alcohol. Times for the shops to be open. This, that, and the other. It's not. That isn't truly being free. And as a man, your goal in life, ultimately, is to be free. Because with freedom comes power. You don't get power from your job or, you know, being dependent on people. You get power from your freedom. That's food for thought. You get power from your freedom. You don't get it from outside all these external factors. You certainly don't get it from alcohol, although it might make you feel like you're on top of the world. Anything that you're dependent on, that takes away from your freedom and your power. So, yeah, just food for thought, guys. I'm not too good at these vlogs, I'm not gonna lie, these videos, but I'm trying to do it every single day I'm just retard maxing the life out of it. I'm just doing it. So maybe I'll become good at it by just doing it. So yeah, catch you in the next one.